This is a book about a book which has nothing in it. The book which it's about has nothing in it. The book which is about the book has lots of things in it. That wasn't quite where I was expecting that sentence to go. It is about fear and it's about love. It is very much unlike anything you would have read before, but at the same time it sort of feels familiar because it's about the kind of things that are important to all books and to, you know, life. And it's, yes, it's that combination of being unusual enough to be interesting and familiar enough to be both reassuring and lovely. And I'm not going to describe the plot because I probably don't have any time left. And I'm cheating because I've already done that at the beginning, so you know the plot.
I think you could have added the word beautiful as well.
Also
to your bit. Okay.
I would start with, it's a beautiful, indeed stunning, multi-textured book for young readers. It's a particularly female and exquisitely sort of evocative book of the feeling of being early sort of primary age and the daunting step into big school and having to break out of your comfort zone. It's a book on one level about disability and about how we approach people who are different to us. It's about watching and seeing people but not understanding them and not quite daring to understand them until they are the brave ones who come to you. And it's a book about the excitement of making a friend and finding sort of unlocking the key, which is this big metaphor, visual metaphor throughout the book, unlocking the key to understanding difference and making friends with people who are different to you. The second story is similar, but it deals even more with themes of very typically female anxieties of body image, and so I think it's a really exciting book that's very visually unusual and exciting, very on trend with all of the arts and crafts, the sewing visual metaphors in there. But I think it really speaks to young girls and their concerns about how they fit in with others.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I found translating foreign languages books is a way for two cultures to communicate and influence each other. In the case of Leila, we're talking here about a Syrian deaf princess, a tale coming from an ancient culture that is being endangered at this time. So as you all know, Syria is going through a very, very, very difficult time. And for me, preserving its culture through an artwork or a picture book or a story, that at least the only thing I can do at the moment. And what I feel like it's spreading the stories that are coming from those countries, spreading a story of Leila, who is deaf and who is empowered and who is smart and witty, and she is the one who finds a solution and teach the prince the sign language. It's a way not only to spread the cause of hearing difficulty, and not only a way to tell, let's communicate and let's find a way to see what people speak different languages, but also a way to preserve a culture that is being destroyed at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deborah?
Yes, I think the most important thing about the book The 12 Birds is the way that it is accessible, is the way that it is a beautiful object as a picture book, just like any other picture book would be, and would need to be sold to a publisher, for the publisher to sell to booksellers, for booksellers to sell to parents, who, as Danny said, are the people who are choosing these books. And so it's likely that the person choosing this book for a child who is sight impaired is not themselves going to be sight impaired. And so the book will need to appeal to them visually, differently to the way that it will then appeal to their child. At the same time, the child will be able to engage with the book and participate with the book and understand the book as the same object as a sighted adult who might be reading with them, as their sighted friends at school. They will be able to read the same book together. They will be able to talk about it together. The whole issues of the bird calls and the emotions that they make You know, they will be sounding this stuff out together, and the fact that there is also Braille incorporated to the illustration. You can imagine the sight-impaired child who reads Braille, you know, explaining to his friends who want to understand how the Braille is made into the illustration, how that works. And it's like Nadine was saying about learning sign language as a different language, you know, just in a very small way, which is, you know, fun and enjoyable and doesn't feel like a lesson, would allow these children to communicate with each other.
Thank you very much. So what that certainly makes me feel, listening to their presentations and everything they've said, is how keen I am to read these books and how much they can bring to the lives of our children, and how sad it is that they're not commercially available in England. So we're very grateful to Deborah and Alex for giving us this opportunity to see and hear about them, and I do hope that you will be able to look at them and get more interested in the whole project from listening to their presentations. So thank you very much indeed.